what time it is now. I know what time it is now. It's showtime.
And now we have Star Wolf. And as I mentioned before, the line that launched 1,000 internet memes. Can't let you do that, Star Fox. Oh, Star Wolf. Star Wolf, sadly, is probably one of the most difficult things about this game. In this instance, they're not that hard. It's just they're pretty difficult to hit too. They're pretty good at dodging you, and if you are like me and like to keep your teammates alive through the level, then they are not very, conducive to that. Also, they're really fucking annoying. Andrew and Pigma's voice grates on my ears something terrible. I mean, as we've proven, I'm a far greater danger to my team than Star Wolf will ever be. But that's not the point. This is the first time that you fight them. Okay, assuming you're going through the easy way, it's the first time you fight them. A little bit of trivia is that there is no way to go through the game without fighting them at least once. You know, no matter where you go, you will fight Star Wolf at least one time. However, there is only one way to fight them twice, and that is to go through here first, and then the difficult, hard mode, if you will, Venom. Because Bulls only shows up. They only show up on Bulls if you haven't fought them here already. Take care of the guy behind me, Fox! It's just really annoying to have to be hearing your all of your teammates screaming for help simultaneously. God, that pissed me off. But it's alright, no big deal. You know, it's cool. It's cool. It's one of those rare moments where the game is actually challenging, like for the level. I mean, like, this part isn't really that hard, but then again, this is easy mode. So what do you want? So this is the part that's really annoying, is playing this ring around the rosy shit with Wolf when he's the last one left. Which in this instance he goes down pretty easy, but as you'll see later on, he doesn't all the time, and it's really fucking annoying. So then we fight him on Bulls, which doesn't really have any fun quotable lines. Except every time Pigma says real. Ugh. Real! He squeals like a piggy! Also, Andrew can just shut up. I mean, he said he's like, yeah... But like this one right here, he says, you'll be sorry you crossed us, and yet he fails to recognize the fact that they're the ones who showed up here. We were here first. So they can fuck off. Leon is just a dick. But see, much like Ficina here, these guys are all thoroughly confused by the simple flight maneuver of doing a U-turn. Or not a U-turn, but doing a loop. Because it baffles and confuses them in ways that they cannot understand, because they do not comprehend 3 dimensions. Also, it should be noted that when he said that line he just said there about being in his sights, that is the first time through all the time playing this game, I've ever heard that line. I was blown away. I don't know if I show it here, but they are resistant to being targeted. Like, you can shoot them, and that time you hit them, but very rarely, most of the time they'll dodge it. Especially if unless it comes from very close. It is interesting to note that that your teammates will shoot them down. They will just not do it nearly as effective as Star Wolf will shoot them down. So, not really fair. But like you saw Leon, who just died there. Leon. I don't know how French his name is. I think right here you'll see it. Yeah, he just kind of like swerves, and that thing just goes wide. And then I shoot Peppy down myself because I'm an idiot. But even and this one's just annoying. This one is particularly annoying because there's so many other frickin' ships flying around. It's hard to tell which ones are Star Wolf, which ones are important. Because you shoot the other ones down, and it doesn't matter. They're just gonna come back. So it's just difficult to tell which of these ships is actually important enough to be you know, wasting your time on. So, that's one reason I don't like the Bolts one. Even when you fight them on Venom, at least you can tell what your target is. I mean, they're difficult to hit, and they will fuck you up with gusto, but at least you can tell, you know that the only thing flying around that doesn't have a giant letter over it is something that needs to be shot. Whereas here, I mean, I guess everything here needs to be shot too, but these little ships are not that big of a concern. They're just there to provide you with health, so you can deal with Star Fox, or Star Wolf. I like how he gets confused by the loop-de-loop, even though I'm nowhere near him when I'm performing it. I think on occasion, these people will chase down someone other than their polar opposite. You know, other than their good twin, but I don't think, but for the most part they don't. Which is both good and bad, in the sense that Wolf will always fuck around with you, and so you have to do this bullshit, like, which, as I told you, I hate. But on the other hand, it means that once you shoot, if one of your teammates is wounded, you just, you know, follow them around and shoot down their you know, evil twin right away, and then you don't have to worry about them being in danger anymore because none of the other ones are going to do it. And I shoot Fox. See, but see, it's just freaking annoying catching up with him, especially when he does those U-turns and loops. Like, see, he's doing loops himself. I don't understand why he can't figure out what a loop is. It confuses me. He's just retarded, I guess. Which doesn't, you know, which shouldn't surprise anyone, really, if you've been watching this game, that one of the characters is less than intelligent. But not much to say, I was just waiting for him to get shot down. Boom. Anytime now. Slippy can go to hell. See, I don't like this part of the Star Wolf fights, when I have to try and find where the frick he is. That was the most annoying part. I do like what Star Wolf adds to the game. It adds some the fact that it's simply a recurring villain, even just within the game. I guess it's not recurring, but I mean, if you play the game more than once, they become a recurring thing. That came out wrong. The point is, they show up in multiple places, and if you play the game more than once, you see that, as opposed to the other bosses, which show up in exactly one location. And someone in the comments had posted that this is where hard mode starts becoming hard, and yes, it is. Although I'd argue that Area 6 is where hard mode starts becoming hard, because Area 6 was pretty hard too, or at least originally. But this fight is still hard for me sometimes, because this fight is mean. It's just mean. If you're not on your toes, Wolf will tear you apart really fast here. And I mean, as you saw, I'm pretty sure you've seen me get shot down by Wolf at least once. And in the sign out of one of my last errata video about talking about the bonus endings. Also, they're faster, they turn sharper, and they do barrel rolls. They've been listening to Peppy. I mean, look at that shit. Fucking do barrel rolls. They do loop-the-loops on you. Wolf finally figures out how three-dimensional fighting, you know, what it's capable of, and it is terrible results. They have better lasers. They're much more accurate. I mean, if you've seen the last one, Wolf was following me for most of the fight while I was taking care of the others, and he couldn't hit the broadside of a frickin' barn. But in this one, you can't get away with that shit, because Wolf will devour you. So, this is definitely where hard mode gets hard. And it is also a very difficult level to keep your teammates alive for. And God help you if you don't have all three of your teammates when this level starts. Because every extra Star Wolf member that doesn't have a teammate to follow will follow you. And you will cry. Because if it's bad enough, see, look how badly Wolf's hitting me right there. Now imagine that with 2 or 3 of them on you. It is terrifying. Your teammates are largely useless here. I mean, even the other fights, they weren't that helpful, but they would shoot them occasionally. They pretty much never hit them here. Also, those goddamn pillars. Fuck those pillars. And this one is the biggest culprit of this ring around the rosy bullshit, because he turns very sharp, so you've got to keep playing this stupid game with him, and that is so frickin' annoying. I wish he'd just, you know, go chase somebody else instead. It gets really annoying really fast to hear him constantly say, "You're good, but I'm better," over and over. I did really good this time, but most of the times I don't. And now we move on to Andros, which this part's the same in both. It's pretty straightforward. For the longest time, I didn't realize that you could shoot his eyes. I was trying to shoot his hands just when they open up. That's difficult to do. But when you find you can shoot his eyes, it becomes drastically easier. His hands are still on the edge of the screen, so the game nudges you inward, as I've mentioned numerous times. That has always annoyed me about this game. Probably my biggest complaint is that it's hard to aim when something's at the edge like that. Because the game wants to kind of like... the game doesn't really allow fine manipulation of your aiming. What the hell? That was weird. My video minimized. It's a good thing I didn't have a whole lot of things to say right now. Yeah, I mean this fight is the Goal Mech was more difficult than this, and he came before it. This fight's pretty simple. You just pew 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 him in the face, and then you pew 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 him in the face some more, and then he dies at the end. And then you fly out. And I don't know why I recorded this much of flying out, because this is pointless. Sorry, then you have Andros himself, where he blows up and becomes the brain. This fight's really hard too. It's hard to get behind him, and those tentacles are incredibly dangerous. They will destroy you, and as you've seen in some of the videos, you don't even have to get that close to him before you get pulled in. So, not a fan of this fight, really. But it is a good way to end hard mode, in that it is a very difficult fight to end it on. So, I died a lot on here when I first started playing this game. Andros killed me a lot. But I don't really have much more to say to him about this, because I'm not really a fan of this fight. It's a difficult fight, and it's a suitable ending, but it's not a very interesting fight, really, because it's a lot of just, like, pew-pew, like, one or two hits, and then you gotta fly around and just and just, you know, go in circles with him like you do with Wolf. So there's not much to say about it. So I guess I'll talk about upcoming videos for a little bit then, when we sit through this for another couple minutes. As I mentioned in the next video, I recorded this video after the next video, simply because the next video was... It just, you know, I recorded it as a final video. Also, there will be a joke in there that doesn't work if it's not the final video. Whoops, flew into him. But anyway, I'm reacting to this like I'm actually playing it right now. The upcoming videos. So as I said, I'm going to release this is all going to come out the one day. There's the tentacles. And sadly, you can't shoot him in the brain while you're in there. Very rarely will you come out of there with both wings. And once you lose one wing, not only do you lose your special lasers, which make it that much more harder to shoot him down, but it also becomes very difficult to fly, because with only one wing, you tend to drop down, and that just makes you that much more susceptible to falling into his tentacles. So, dangerous. Anyway. Excuse me. What was I saying? Oh yes, videos. So I'll be after posting this one here, I'll post the final video tomorrow. And after that, I'm gonna do some, like I said, some one-off videos. I have a Minecraft video and some World of Warcraft videos I'm gonna post. While I try and build up some more Amnesia content, because I don't have a whole lot of Amnesia videos ready. It's just, I don't know, those just seem to take a bit longer to record. I don't know why. I guess I feel like that is a game that doesn't really lend itself well to short bursts of play, like this one will. Like this one, I'll play one level, record it, and that's it. You know, with the exception of these montage videos, which took forever to edit. But Amnesia's not really like that. Amnesia's a game that is more conducive to continual play. So I think once I finish that one, though, I'm gonna stick with just one game at a time until the semester is over, because I've just got I got a lot of other stuff to do, and I just don't, you know, don't feel like taking the time to format and upload videos. So, but then of course, then again, I don't know. Maybe if I pick two games that are easy to play in short bursts, like Star Fox was, like if I pick Mario and I don't know, something else, Mario and like Donkey Kong or whatever. That's probably not what I'm going to do. In fact, I'm almost certain that isn't what I'm going to do. But if I pick something like that, you know, it's easy. I can play one level of each one, and that's, you know, that's it. That's a wrap. It's something I can do, like, you know, that doesn't take a whole lot of time. It's nice and short, and it's easily broken and separated. But anyway, that's the end of this video. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow for the final Star Fox video, and then we'll move on to, you know, some filler, and then probably Amnesia.